Hey guys, it's Keeley, and today I'm going to be doing my September wrap-up. I read a total of 6 books, and I am so pleased with that, especially because the semester is starting to speed up, and papers and projects and everything is a thing during this semester in college. But I am so happy with the books that I read, so let's get on into it. The first book I read in the month of September was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I buddy read this with Ashley from A Dash of Ash, so I will be leaving her channel down below. Go check her out. As always, she is amazing. But anyway, these are a set of short stories for the Throne of Glass series. I have only read the first book in the Throne of Glass series, so then I decided to pick this up as well, and it is so fantastic because you get so many background details about the characters in this series. And I love Selena so much. She is easily one of my favorite characters ever now, and she's become one of my favorites so quickly because she's just so awesome. And I just really enjoyed getting to know her background and just why she is the way she is in certain aspects. But there are 5 short stories in here, and I ended up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars just because I did enjoy some stories more than others. But let me just put it out there. Sam is my number one. I love Sam so much, and I need like an entire book just about Sam because Sam just has my heart, and he's just a poor little cinnamon roll, and I love him so much. The next book I read was kind of a random pickup, and that is Shatter Me by Tahedo Mafi. I finally picked this book up. If you don't know, it follows this girl named Juliet, and her touch is lethal. She has the power to kill people just by touching them. And so she's in this hospital so she can like stay away from people, and then someone comes and finds her and wants to turn this power into a weapon. And it's just really intense. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars just because I don't really like the characters that much. I know people are always like Warner, and obviously I don't see that yet because people don't see it in the first book. So I'm curious as to if I will see that, considering I'm neither one of the teams right now. So really curious. I did enjoy it though, and I'm really excited to continue with the rest of the series. Okay, this next book has easily become one of my favorite books of the entire year. Possibly one of my favorite books of all time, and that is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. Oh my goodness, this book is so good. So this story follows 2 characters, Leia and Elias is a student at this really major, huge, scary school where they train soldiers, and they basically go out and like wreak havoc on a lot of the people who are lower class. And Leia is a part of that lower class, so she hates this school, she hates the Empire, and one day her brother gets taken by the Empire, so she sets out to go and rescue him because they're saying that he committed treason, but he didn't, so she wants to save him because he's her only family left. So she decides to go undercover and act as a slave at this school, and so their paths intertwine, and it is that synopsis was so bad. I'm so sorry. It's so hard to explain this because like you really should go into it not knowing too much because it's just like a whole thing of surprises really. But the setting was amazing. The characters I loved, like all the main characters, they were so good, and the story was really good. And I always love that Hunger Games vibe where kids are like going after other kids. That sounds really demented, but you know what I mean. You know, the whole Hunger Games thing. But yeah, this was just so amazing. The characters are amazing. I can't wait for this series because I can't even put into words how much I love this. This is like, I'm being really bad at this right now. I apologize, but like seriously, read this book. It is so good. I hope that you won't be disappointed because it's one of my favorites now, and everyone should read it. The next book I picked up in the month of September was Undressed and Blood by Kendare Blake. This story was really interesting, especially if you're a fan of the show Supernatural. It follows this guy named Cass, which is really funny because there's a character named Cass in the show, and so it's just so funny. But anyway, Cass hunts ghosts, which another Supernatural thing, so it's just like all these connections. It's really funny. I really want to ask Kendare Blake if like they watch Supernatural, you know, because okay, really good. Anyway, so Cass hunts ghosts, and he hears about this legend called Undressed and Blood, and about this girl Anna who whoever goes into her house she kills in a really horrific way. And so he moves to this town and he goes to hunt her, not haunt, she haunts, he hunts. Okay, and people end up going there with him and things happen, and it's weird because she usually kills anyone who goes into the house, but she doesn't kill him. And so it's really mysterious, like, why she is the way she is, because you don't really know her whole story, and then why she didn't kill Cass. And it's just really, really good. I really have been looking forward to reading this because I really wanted to read like a ghost story. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm sorry my synopses are terrible, but you should read it because it's good. The next book I read was 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnston. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it, but not that much, just because it has a very, very, very similar vibe to The Wrath of the Dawn, and I absolutely love The Wrath of the Dawn, so I'm really, really curious if my feelings would be switched if I had read this one first, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, this story is another 1001 Nights retelling. So it's about this king who kills all of his wives and no one knows why. They just think he's super, super awful. And it follows this girl who, her sister is about to be picked for the next wife. So she decides to save her sister and make herself look all pretty and nice. So the king chooses her. So she puts herself in her sister's place. So she's basically sacrificed herself. But then days go by and she's still alive and she's not quite sure. And she starts getting these like magical powers, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But I don't know, I kind of had a problem just because of the whole I don't know if it would be called a magic system, because it was hardly a system at all. Like, I feel like the magic was just kind of thrown into the story. It didn't really have a base or anything, but I did enjoy it, and I would recommend it because I know that a lot of people do enjoy it. But yeah, it was very interesting, and I did like the main girl, so. And finally, the last book I read was The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. Okay, I gave this one a 2 out of 5 stars. Not really a fan. I can see why people love it. Like, I really can see why people love it, and I wish that I did love it, but I didn't. And so anyway, it follows this main girl named Mayavati, and she has a really, really bad horoscope, so nobody really likes her. They kind of just stay away from her and just like outcast her and everything. And something happens to where she is being forced to get married, and like this battle starts, and like it's really, really hard to explain just because for me it was all over the place. There was a lot of world jumping, and I'm not really a fan, I've discovered, of world jumping. And the characters were just all over the place. I feel like we were introduced to something and I was like, okay, this will be an awesome plot line. And then it's like we forgot about that and then jumped to another plot line. It was just like jumping all around to all these different plot lines. But I really can see why people love it. So I'm not saying don't read it just because it wasn't my cup of tea, because I know a lot of people do like it and I can see why. But yeah, if you're interested, like, go check out a synopsis, because I'm honestly so bad at giving synopsis. I'm so sorry. But yeah. So these are all the books that I read in the month of September. Let me know down below what you read and what your favorite book of the month was. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my social media links will be down below so you can go and find me. And I will see you next time. Bye!